There's nothing worse than someone trying to look elegant and absolutely missing the mark. They've got the outfit, the posture, maybe even a silk scarf tied just so, and then they do something small, subtle, cringe, and suddenly the illusion vanishes. Here's what I've learned, mostly the hard way. Elegance isn't a performance. It's a mindset, and you don't have to scream to lose it. Sometimes you just have to take one badly timed selfie. So let's talk about the 10 things that quietly, instantly, and often unknowingly make you look less than elegant. Let's begin. Number 1. Taking selfies in elegant settings. You know that table at the expensive restaurant with the candlelight, soft jazz, and 2 waiters assigned to each guest? It loses all charm the moment someone whips out their phone, angles it high, and gives their duck-lipped best. Elegance absorbs the atmosphere. It doesn't disrupt it. If you're spending more time capturing the moment than living it, you weren't really there. And no, the waiter doesn't want to take your 6th retake just one more time. Number 2. Restless body language. Elegance is quiet energy, and restless body language disrupts that faster than you think. It's not just fidgeting. It's the constant shifting, checking your phone too often, adjusting your clothes every few minutes, even tapping your fingers while someone else is speaking. It creates tension in the room, a sense that you don't want to be there, or worse, that you need the room to revolve around you. And I say this as someone who didn't realize I had that energy until a job interview years ago. They asked, "Do you have any questions for us?" I nodded eagerly, and then launched into 5 questions back to back, barely pausing for breath, let alone an answer. In my head, I was showing passion, but my hands were flailing, my leg was bouncing, and I probably looked like I was trying to speed run my way into the company. Elegance doesn't rush. It gives space, between gestures, between questions, between people. Fidgeting, on the other hand, is exhausting to watch. Number 3. Using harsh or vulgar language. There's a growing trend I've noticed lately, and maybe you have too. People mistake vulgarity for strength, as if the louder and cruder you are, the more confident you must be. And somehow that passes as honesty or power. But real authority doesn't need to shock. It doesn't lean on expletives to sound assertive. It speaks with calm conviction, and lets the silence after it speak even louder. I was sitting in a family restaurant full of kids when the man across from us launched into a full monologue peppered with every 4-letter word in the book, loudly, repeatedly, and apparently, proudly. It wasn't confidence. It was theatrical aggression. And more than anything, it was disrespectful to everyone within earshot. Here's the truth. You don't sound bold when you swear every other word. You sound a little desperate to be taken seriously. Elegance isn't fragile. It's firm. But it never gets vulgar to prove its point. Number 4. Making inappropriate or risque jokes. This one's tricky, I'll admit. I love a dark sense of humor. But timing is everything. An offhand risque joke at brunch might land with one friend and completely derail the mood with another. Elegance knows how to read the room. It doesn't throw in a "that's what she said" just to stir up nervous laughter. Sometimes it's not what you say. It's how many people wish you hadn't said it. And speaking of tone, number 5. Overcomplicating everything. There's a special kind of chaos that elegant people avoid, the self-created kind. You know the moment. You volunteer to do something simple, say, help set up for a dinner party, and suddenly, you're asking 3 people to hold this, texting someone else for backup napkins, and somehow balancing a chair, a candle, and a crisis about table symmetry, all before appetizers arrive. Elegance? Nowhere in sight. It's not about doing less. It's about making it look effortless. Elegant people aren't running around like over-caffeinated project managers over the smallest task. They don't turn basic plans into operas. They streamline. They delegate. They breathe. If you find yourself narrating every step, over-explaining a decision, or needing a small army to help you carry out a simple idea, pause. You're not impressing anyone. You're just broadcasting that you can't function without mild chaos. Grace is calm, even when things go sideways, especially then. Number 6. Overusing trendy slang in formal settings. Here's the thing. I love a good slay. I really do. But there's a time and place, and it's not during a client dinner or a museum gala. If your conversation style feels like TikTok live commentary, people will start tuning out, no matter how well-dressed you are. You don't have to sound like the queen, but you also don't need to say, "I was literally unhinged," when recounting your weekend trip to Vegas. Poise isn't sterile. It's situational. Number 7. Jumping to conclusions or assuming intentions. One thing that instantly kills elegance? Acting like a mind reader, with attitude. You say thank you politely, and suddenly someone's asking, wait, was that sarcastic? Or someone hands you oat milk instead of regular and says, well, I figured you'd want it that way. Did you? Did you really? Here's the thing. Elegant people don't operate on assumptions. They don't twist neutral words into hidden meanings or assign feelings that weren't expressed. They observe. They ask. They let things unfold without playing detective in a Jane Austen subplot. When someone jumps to conclusions, it doesn't make them look smart. It makes them look suspicious, defensive, emotionally noisy. And nothing is less elegant than expecting offense in every interaction. The most refined people? They give others the benefit of the doubt, and themselves the space to respond, not react. Number 8. Complaining about low-class behavior. Yes. The irony. The moment someone starts a sentence with, ugh, that's so low-class, I instantly know who isn't classy in the room. Elegance doesn't need to contrast itself to shine. It doesn't nitpick someone else's outfit or mock a stranger's manners across the room. And if you're using the term low-class as your punchline, you've already missed the point. True refinement never announces itself. It just shows up, and quietly leaves everyone else wondering how you do it. Number 9. Ignoring what's happening around you. One of the fastest ways to deflate your elegance is to act like the room doesn't exist. You know the type. They ask a question that was already answered. Clearly, out loud, and recently. Everyone else nods politely while silently thinking, you weren't listening, were you? Or they barrel through a room with headphones in, oblivious to someone clearly trying to get past with a tray. Or they miss every nonverbal cue that says, now's not a good time. Elegance begins with awareness. Of space. Of timing. Of people. It's not just about speaking well. It's about noticing the friend who's gone quiet. It's about realizing you've interrupted. It's about picking up on the tension without someone having to spell it out for you. Because when your world only revolves around you, elegance quietly exits the conversation. Number 10. And finally, the elegant recap. Let's be honest. Some of these are things we've all done. I've overshared. I've made the joke that flopped. I've definitely said I'm literally obsessed in front of someone who was clearly not. But that's the beauty of elegance. It's not about perfection. It's about refinement. About knowing when to step back, when to soften, when to observe yourself in real time, and adjust. Because true elegance isn't stiff, or scripted, or sterile. It's the art of holding your shape while the world around you gets loud. And sometimes, the most elegant thing you can do is absolutely nothing. Now tell me, what's something people think is elegant, but absolutely isn't? If you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my Amazon storefront for elegant beauty and living essentials I swear by. As always, stay classy. Manners matters.